Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody, let's go.
Good afternoon. Good evening and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits. Sorry for the late start, but it's been a very busy morning. Had a couple things I had to take care of, but I am here. Doesn't matter. All that matters is we're here for the most important part of this thing. We are looking at the sentencing of this monster, Adam Montgomery, in the Harmony Montgomery case. It's about to get started in just a little bit. And I am in the middle of just trying to make sure I got everything lined up for it as well. I forgot to make sure that the audio is connected. So I'm going to take care of that real quick. But I am really looking forward to it because we are about 3 minutes away from it. And 3 minutes away from actually seeing this mother lover in the flesh, hopefully. I mean, it seems like they made sure that he's going to be there physically, there in the flesh to see all of this. And I got to be honest, I'm really looking forward to it. All right. So please do me a favor. Before we get into everything, do me a solid. Hit that like button down below, crush it, make it scream out your name. You know the deal. If you're watching on Facebook, please be sure to hit that reaction button as well. That's weird. Lint everywhere, okay? But please be sure to hit that hit that reaction button if you're watching on Facebook or any of the platforms that you're watching right here. Please be sure to hit that follow button on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, TikTok, all those social medias. And of course, most importantly, do not forget to crush that subscribe button, please, and thank you. Okay, we are still waiting for it. It's still happening. Okay, the sentencing is going to be happening, and of course, the family are going to be speaking out and is saying a little bit before they do the sentencing. And I got a lot of questions. Is it going to be? Is this judge going to be nice? Or is this judge going to rule with an iron fist? That's what I'd like to know, okay? But of course, don't forget, please support if you can. Hit that join button down below, become a member. Of course, check out my Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. Is going that way as we speak on that ticker down below, on that purple belt down below. That'd be greatly appreciated. Anyway, guys, we got to get into some things. As you guys already know, there was a long, very hard, very difficult trial that happened revolving around this little girl right here. I'm going to pull this up for you guys as well. Okay. Oh, well, I can't pull this up. Can I? Let me see if I can. Maybe I can. Oh, look at that. I think I can. I'm learning new things every day, guys. I'm learning new things every day. But this young girl right here, Harmony Montgomery, okay? Of course, you guys have already know how I feel about this case. This case is absolutely devastating. What this monster, Adam Montgomery, did, which I'm going to show you his mugshot, okay? Another version of pig vomit, all right? The things that were displayed or that have unearthed have been revealed in this particular case, and what he did to this young girl throughout this entire trial was jaw-dropping. Now, we only got to see a few moments because I only wanted to show you guys the key moments during the trial, but Harmony Montgomery's stepmama, okay, Kayla Montgomery, went and was very open. I'm sure she got some sort of plea deal or some sort of deal, okay, to go up there and give a scathing testimony on everything leading up to the last moments of Harmony Montgomery's life and what they did, or what she says Adam did to this young girl's body. It was months, several months of absolute horrifying things that they did to the remains of this young woman, of this young girl. And I'm telling you right now, it's both of them that did this. It's both of them. Now, I know some people might feel a different way, but I'm telling you right now, both of them were involved in hiding this young girl's body, and so on. And the things that they said, man, makes your blood boil. But it looks like we're about to get into it. So let me share this with you guys. All right. Or maybe that was a false alarm. Maybe it was a false alarm. But as you can see, we're waiting. Okay. There's a little bit of an echo, so I'm going to mute this for now. Okay. Just so you guys know. All right. We are going to be hearing from family members. And then, of course, there will be a sentencing. Now, I don't know how long this thing is going to be, how long I don't know how many members are going to be coming up and speaking out. In fact, I'm kind of curious. Is this piece of trash going to speak out too? Is Adam Montgomery actually going to stand up and say something before he gets his sentencing? That's one thing I'm curious about. Now, he has done in the past. He has spoken out in the past, speaking his part and saying a bunch of BS that we don't really care for. But given the fact that he has not shown up at all to not one moment of this trial, says a lot to me. And I'm telling you right now, as you guys are saying in the chat, he better not say anything. I have no interest in hearing what he has to say. If he wasn't willing to stand in trial and listen to everything that both parties, both defense and prosecution, had to say in regards to this case, in the case of his own daughter, for crying out loud, then he shouldn't have an opportunity to jump on his own soapbox and say what he wants to say too. They should rid him of that privilege. But I have a feeling he might not say a damn thing. I really do feel that. I have a feeling he's not going to say anything. They should literally, yeah, Valerie. Exactly, Pascal. He doesn't deserve to say anything. He doesn't deserve to say a damn thing. Nothing. You don't show up to your own trial. You don't even show up to your own trial. Man, even so, okay. Now, regardless, if I would never be in this kind of situation. Let's just be real, okay? But if I was in his shoes, I'd be there at least for the key moments. I'd want to hear what Kayla had to say. I would want to be there for those big pivotal moments in the trial. It's pretty crazy to me, guys. It's pretty crazy. Okay, there's some movement going on. Hold on. No, it's just security doing its thing. Okay, so it still nothing's happened yet. Nothing's happened yet. And Regina, you're right. What can he say at this point? Why would he want to have anything to say right now? He has nothing to say. Okay. What are you gonna explain? Oh, see, what had happened was, no, we don't want to hear, bruh. Shut your mouth. Period. I have no interest in hearing anything. You didn't even show up to your own damn trial. F that. Forget that. I'm not here for it. Okay. But I am here to see his ugly ass up here for sure. And still nothing. Sorry, I turned on the audio because I wanted to see if there's any talking or if there's anything going on, but they haven't said they haven't done a damn thing. So I am kind of curious as to why this guy did what he did. Not the Harmony Montgomery part, because no, he's just a piece of trash. Okay, he's dog water. Okay, in my personal opinion. Okay, I'm still kind of wondering why, though, why he did what he did afterwards, right? Then on top of it, the thoughts and the movements he is making right now in the decision to not show up to his own trial. I keep wondering, why would he go and do something like that? Why would he not show up to his own trial? To me, that is an immediate admission of guilt. Immediately. No question. Immediately. You think that by him not showing up to the trial, the jury's going, well, maybe he didn't do it. No, they're not. They're not thinking that at all, not even for a second. You not showing up to your own trial is an obvious admission of guilt, period. There's no room to even like try to talk about it, right? There's no room to even try to make sense of the situation. Then on top of it, exactly, somebody else just said this too. And that's what I'd like to know too, Lisa. Where's the body? Where's Harmony at? Where did she go? Where did you put her? According to Kayla said that she took the remains that were in a bag. I mean, my God, the details that they talk about after she was kind of rolled up in a bag and all that stuff. You know what I mean? But he says, or she says, she took it to him, of course, and then he took the baby. Like he took the little girl. He took her remains somewhere. But where? And yeah, in a diaper bag. Yes. In a diaper bag. To be specific, in a diaper bag. But the details that she said are absolutely horrific. And again, it's like, so then where is she then? And she says he didn't tell her where he didn't tell her where he was going to go place the body. And okay, whatever. Where is Harmony? That's it. Patricia, I mean, I keep thinking that too, or, maybe he threw her in a river of some sort. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it just doesn't make any sense. And I'm thinking, like Nicole just said, let me just tell you this. I don't think that I don't think that Kayla is telling the truth. I really don't. Sorry, there's like people walking by the camera and all that, and I'm just like, okay, so where is it at? What's going on? It's 12:09. What's going on? Okay. Just unbelievable stuff. Okay. Just really unbelievable stuff. Now, I mean, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it is a little annoying here because we got miles to go before we sleep tonight. Let's see. Let me think here, guys. Let me pull something up. So while we wait, which is still really wild to me that nothing has happened thus far, I am going to pull up Kayla's testimony. And I'm just going to play a little bit of it so we can kind of, kind of do a, kind of a light, uh, a light refresher because it's been a while. Okay, it's been a little bit since we've talked about Harmony Montgomery. It's been a minute since we've talked about any of this stuff. So I want to share this with you guys. We're going to watch a little bit of this while we wait for the trial to start, and the trial has not started yet. And I'm wondering, here it is though. I'm wondering why, right? I'm wondering what's the holdup. Okay. Okay. It looks like, well, actually, maybe they're about to get started. No, they're just lying to me. They're just lying to us, babies. All right. But I am keeping an eye on it. Trust me, I am. But I wanted to share a little bit of this. This is from Long Crime, but I wanted to share a little bit of this so we can get a quick little reminder, a little refresher before we waltz into this sentencing. And I'm telling you right now, I am so here for it. I am so looking forward to seeing this man getting locked away for the rest of his life. Now, hold on real quick. Jasmine just said, Pascal, trial got a delay. What delay? Why? Do you know, Jasmine? What's up with that? And why? Okay. I'm wondering why there's a delay. So let me know what that delay's for. Okay. First off, real quick, Chrissy Lee, thank you so much for doing. Thank you, first off, and thank you so much for doing this live for all of us. I can't stand that monster, and I pray Sweet Harmony gets the justice that she deserves. You know what? I pray that I agree. I hope that she gets the justice that she deserves, but at the same time, this young girl's body has not been laid to rest. That body is somewhere out there, and there's a family that wants to say goodbye to her and send her off in the best proper way possible, and they still don't know where he is or where she is. I'm sorry, I'm reading a comment. There's Jasmine saying the stupid guy doesn't want to show up. I hope they dragged him into court. What? Why would he? Like, that's the thing. He has no place. He has no say. He shouldn't have any say. You know what I'm saying? Tase his ass and bring his ass in. You feel me? Hold on. There's some, just hold on. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Well, there was some activity. The camera's panning around a whole bunch. He probably doesn't want to come out. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm just saying, yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, Mod? Like, just grab him by the ear. You know what I mean? Just grab him by the ear and just go, you little, you know what I mean? You've been a naughty, you know what I'm saying? Something of that sort, dag nabbit. But okay. I mean, I see a head moving around down there, and that could be one of the lawyers. That could just be somebody who's going to be in the courtroom. But I have yet to see anything other than the camera just panning around like this and then going back to the American flag. You know what I mean? That's why the whole delay. That's so stupid. Connie says he's there, was showed early on another channel. Now, if he's there, then what is he doing? Just holding on to the sides of a door, just being like, stop, I don't want to come out. You know what I mean? You are not dragging me in there. I'm staying right here in this room. That's a little B. You know what I'm saying? A little B. Stop, man up and just face the music for what you've done. Period. See, I feel like as soon as I start playing this, hold on, this right here, they're going to be like, we're now ready to start. It's like, oh, good God. You know what I mean? See, they're starting to move around. They keep moving the camera, like they start teasing me. They keep on playing with me. But all right, then. We're going to play a little bit of this. Okay, guys? It's freaking crazy. I'm going to play a little bit of this.
A stepmother tells all.
Why did he put Harmony in the freezer at the Portland Pie Pizza Company?
Because he said that if she's in the freezer, there wouldn't be any fluids or anything leaking.
The estranged wife of a New Hampshire man on trial for murdering his 5-year-old daughter shared gruesome testimony about the extreme lengths taken to hide her body.
This dude is full on trash. And she's trash too. She is absolute trash. Garbage water 1, garbage water 2. Okay, she's terrible. She allowed all of this stuff, and I don't care if you're sitting there going, "Oh, it was the drugs." She was just, she was an addict. I don't care. I don't care. There are plenty of people that are battling addiction every single day, and they don't think not once to take their children's lives out of this world. Okay, period. But I know I'm coming in hot. I'm sorry, coming in hot. I'm getting too hot. It's too hot. Let me just calm down a little bit. But still, trash. Garbage water.
Kayla Montgomery spent 2 days on the witness stand testifying for the state and against her husband, Adam Montgomery. Despite waiving his right to appear in court, Adam Montgomery is on trial, charged with second-degree murder for the death of his 5-year-old daughter, Harmony. Harmony was reported missing in November 2021, nearly 2 years after officials say she was killed. To this day, her body has yet to be found. While on the stand, Kayla painted a picture for the jury about their shared home life. Kayla and Adam were living together at the time of Harmony's murder.
Kayla, you referred to Harmony Montgomery just now. How do you know her?
She's Adam's daughter, and we started a year after we got together. He was working on getting custody of her, and he had to work to get custody of her. He wasn't just given her, and it took 4 years to get custody of her. And during those 4 years, we both visited her each week for a couple hours.
Was she your stepdaughter?
Yes.
Showing this witness what's been previously marked as State's Exhibit 98 for identification. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
Actually, hold on real quick. Was she pregnant during this situation? I thought she was. Too. But like I said, we have so many stories and so many cases that we cover, and they all just kind of turn into one story sometimes. You know what I mean? But I don't remember. That's going to drive me crazy. Okay, let's continue. But you also got to remember, they did this for several months. After she passed, they hid her. They moved her around for several months. There's just all kinds of things that they dodged. If I remember correctly, like CPS of some sort or something like that, checking in and all that. They were able to finesse a lot of people for a while. And that's the one thing that doesn't make sense. Then remember, they went to basically like a halfway house. Okay. For lack of a better term, but it was some sort of place where they could like sober up and get their lives in check, get their lives in order. And they were complaining. The people there were complaining about the odor that was coming out of that house, out of their room that they shared with themselves and the kids. Like that's because they put the diaper bag that Harmony was in a vent above their room. Like, just a quick trip down memory lane. This is some crazy stuff that these two, it wasn't just Adam, it was her too. involved in this, moving her around, hiding her in plain sight?
Who's depicted in this image?
Harmony and myself.
And can you point to Harmony? And is there a date associated with this image?
Yes, July 7th, 2019.
Why is she touching that photo and caressing it like she misses her? You better.
The family was later evicted, which made them resort to living inside of a car.
Kayla, why were you evicted from the home?
Because the mortgage wasn't getting paid.
Using it for the
And
drugs.
after you were evicted, where did you begin living?
In our car,
What kind of vehicle was it?
a Chrysler Sebring.
When you began living in that car, who were you with?
It was myself and Adam, Harmony, and the two boys
Where were you sleeping during that period?
in the car
Where would you keep the car?
behind Colonial Village in Manchester.
Why Colonial Village?
Because that's where our friend lived,
What was your friend's name?
Anthony Bodero.
Did you tell Mr. Badero that you were living there in that parking lot?
He asked us not to, but yes.
And so can you just describe the sleeping arrangement in that vehicle for you and your family at the time?
I have so many questions about this dealer. I'm not kidding. I have so many questions about this dealer. So I see the camera moving around. I'm like, ooh, is it starting? Oh, don't you play with me. The camera's moving around again. Hold on. I need to show it to you guys so you see it proof positive. Still nothing. They're just like the Karen Reed case trial. They're just panning up to a ceiling. Now they're going back to, are they going back? Nope. Okay. No. What are they going to do? Okay. I guess they really like the beige on the wall. Loving the beige. But then are they going to move? Can they adjusting the settings? Okay. Back to the door. Back. You gonna stay there? Quite possibly. No, you're gonna pan right back over to the beige. Back to the beige wall. Okay. We're gonna stay right there. Nope. Back. Nope. No. That flag is intriguing. I will tell you that. Is that real wood paneling? The artistry on these walls is amazing. So, I am quite curious, since we're still waiting. You know what I mean? We're still waiting, guys. I thought that they were going to pan back to America, but they didn't do that. So here's the thing. I am quite curious about the setup, the arrangement. Because you got to remember, not every time did they have the monies for their addiction. So the dealer friend who came up and testified as well during this trial, he no. But he went up and testified as well. And apparently there were some times where they didn't have the money and he would no. But they would let them, he would hook them up as a favor, right? Yeah. No. Yeah. He's nodding his head. No. No. But I am kind of curious as to what kind of favors were being done. And we're going back to the, now we're whipping all the way over. Oh, snap. Who this be? Bang, that little piece of trash. Sup? What up, cabrón? Que pasa, you little piece of trash? Piece of trash. There we go. It's on. Trash. Him be trash. Okay.
Seated. Council approach.
Oh, holy cow. Holy.
2022 CR20 and 216 2022 CR2372.
Council identifies correct.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ben Agati for the state. Personal office.
Caroline Smith with the public defender.
Holy poop on a stick.
All right. Good morning. One moment, please.
I think we know that, Joanne, but thank you so much for letting us know he's in court. That was terrifying, that sound. Holy crap. Holy crap. That was instant coffee right there. Everyone's butthole puckered up. Like, whoa. That sounded like an explosion. What the hell? Okay. I think everything's back to normal now. Damn. Holy damn. Oh, I love you guys. After this, I'm calling my mom. Whoa. Okay. Oh my Lord. I think that's the only time we're going to be laughing, because this is not going to be easy, y'all. Okay. So buckle up. What's he smiling about? Look at that. Look at that guard. Did you see the look on that guard's face? Looking at him? No, there's no audio because they turned it off. Trash. Obviously, I don't know, they might be sidebarring or something like that. Because, hold on. Yeah, volume's on and everything. I don't think let me just say this. I don't think anything has started. I don't think anything has happened yet. There'd be some sort of announcement of some sort. I think they're sidebarring right now. Yeah, it most definitely blew out the mics. Yeah, he has a teardrop tattoo. Yeah, you can see it in the mugshot. Show that to you again. Real quick while we wait. Blow. See that? That's the real deal. That's the real deal. I mean, everything's turned up. Okay. No, it's not muted. Definitely it's not muted. They're sidebarring. It was just playing a second ago. Like audio was on. You heard it. But I'm going to check other places real quick. All right. While we wait. Because this is so odd. I'm going to see if other people are having the same issue. Yeah, it's all nothing. It's shout out to Ike and Mel. I just went over to his. It was the first thing I saw. And he's just talking over this as well. They're sidebarring. Now audio's on.
Attorney Smith? Pardon? Okay, just making sure you're ready for the state to proceed.
Yes.
Okay. When you are ready, Attorney Gotti, you may proceed.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Your Honor, as you know, the defendant has been found guilty of beating Harmony Montgomery in July of 2019, guilty of murdering Harmony Montgomery, a child under the age of 13, and then transporting and hiding and abusing her body and compacting her into smaller and smaller bags and ultimately disposing of her on March of 2020, and tampering with witnesses afterwards to ensure that this horror story that we heard at trial stayed silent. Under our law, after the second degree assault, after what he did to her and the other crimes to hide other acts to hide his crimes, under our law in New Hampshire, that means that the mandatory minimum sentence that the defendant must receive for second degree murder of a child under 13 is at least 35 years in prison.
35.
So the question for us today isn't why the defendant should get the minimum mandatory sentence. The question is, how can the minimum sentence ever apply to the crimes that were committed by this man? How can the minimum ever apply when he beat Harmony the night before and the morning of, and time again as he drove from the methadone clinic to Burger King and he beat her to death and then covered her up to suffer and die in the car while he ate his food? The state's position is, how can the minimum ever apply when this court recognized at the last sentencing hearing that he had 15 years of convictions for, quote, some of the most violent and egregious criminal behavior, end quote, that this court had ever seen? How can the minimum ever apply when he's lied over and over again that he didn't kill his daughter and that she was safe somewhere when he was first asked by many different people? How can the minimums ever apply when he conceded at trial the crimes that involve the horrors that he inflicted upon her body from December 7th on forward up and until March, when he dumped her from the U-Haul that he had conned others into renting for him? How can the minimum ever apply when he's had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to tell investigators and others where she is right now and she can't be laid to rest? There's nothing minimal about the crimes that he's being convicted for today. The state is not going to restate everything that's put forth in the state's sentencing memorandum word for word. The state's recommendation at this time is that the defendant serve 4 to 8 years, stand committed for the crime of second degree assault, which occurred in July of 2019. And that should then be followed by consecutive sentences of 3.5 to 7 years for his falsifying physical evidence, for what he did to Harmony's body, with a concurrent sentence of 12 months for the abuse of corpse misdemeanor, followed by another consecutive 3.5 to 7 years for witness tampering, for beating his spouse to ensure that she would stick to the story he created, followed by not less than a minimum of 45 years to life.
Boom.
The charge of second degree murder.
Give that mother love a life.
The state recognizes that this is just a recommendation. The decision today lies with the court, regardless of what the state says. But that's the state's recommendation today. However, Your Honor, If the defendant will right now tell us where he hid her body, sufficient for us to find her, if he'll tell us right now where he put that CMC bag, so that her family and the Manchester Police Department can recover her remains in the next 7 days, then the state would amend its recommendation to a minimum of 35 years to life and let the second-degree assault, falsifying physical evidence, abuse of a course, and witness tampering sentences be served concurrent. But right now, Your Honor, if he tells us where we can recover her and we do so within the next 7 days, we will change our recommendation to 35 years.
Wow. Wow. He ain't gonna say nothing, yo. Wow. Wow.
Since that offer has been rejected, Your Honor, that is yet another reason why the minimum should not apply. What I just said was not a stunt. It was not a theatrical event.
Oh, wow.
I stated in closing arguments that there are moments in life where we are tested, where our failure or our success lies in whether we do the right thing at that moment in time.
He refused, guys.
Time and time again, and about 30 seconds ago, the defendant chose again to be heartless and immoral and selfish and unapologetic.
Wow.
Which, for the purposes of you deciding his punishment and rehabilitation and his deterrence and coming up with the right sentence for him, means that he has just yet shown you again in this courtroom, and for anybody else, that he is heartless, immoral, selfish, and an unapologetic murderer of his own child.
Wow.
Now, as I was saying again, there's certainly nothing minimal about what he did to Kayla Montgomery, to abusing her into lying for him. There's simply nothing minimal about what the defendant did to Harmony and what he did afterwards. And that's why now, having just given an opportunity, we're asking you to impose nothing less than 45 to life.
Give him life, yo. Come on.
You should impose more. But 45 is a bare minimum that this defendant deserves for what he did to Harmony. She is gone forever. She didn't get sick and get old and pass away. Something didn't just happen that night. He happened. She wasn't able to be surrounded by the people that loved her. And instead, when this court determines punishment, deterrence, and rehabilitation, it should consider that Harmony died in pain and in fear under a blanket. And nobody deserves that, especially a 5-year-old child. And that kind of death is different and weighs in favor of more than the minimum sentence here. You can, if there was a thief here, you could order the return of stolen property, or you could order restitution. When you sentence a defendant for an assault case, the victim can receive treatment and compensation for her injuries. But in a murder case, there's nothing directly that this court can do for Harmony. She's already ultimately paid the price of the defendant's anger and cruelty and frustration. But what can be done is recognize the value of her life and the terrible way she died by giving the defendant a significant prison sentence, something more than just the minimum. And certainly not the sentence that the defendant may ask you for in a few moments. You can make sure that he's not going to hurt another child. You can do that for Harmony. And in that process, you'll also be doing justice for the people who cared about Harmony, for the many people that worked hard to hold her killer accountable. Except most of those people, several of them are in the courtroom today. Many more are out there. Some who are present here today would like a chance to address the court, Your Honor. Most notably, and I think has to be first and foremost, Your Honor, is Harmony's biological mother, Crystal Sword. She's present here today. She has prepared a victim impact statement that we have written that we can provide to the court afterwards, but we would like her to be able to speak to you and present her thoughts.
You do so?
That move is insane. I'm sorry. That was wild. It's like, yo, we will give you a less sentence. All you need to do is tell us where she's at. Just tell us where she's at. Wow. And he declined it. Okay, guys. Wow.
To the monster who murdered my baby, I did not kill my daughter, and I look forward to trial to refute those offensive claims. That is all you have said about my sweet daughter's life. Another lie, like all the other ones you've told. Like the cover story you told that you dropped her off with me, knowing full well and good if you had, she would be thriving right now. Not beaten and stuffed in a CMC bag where you put her. She had a life worth living, unlike your own. And it bothered you to your core that she was nothing like you and everything like me. Beautiful inside and out, funny, smart, sassy, loving, and most of all, kind. She wasn't a coward like you, and I'll be forever grateful for that. You're a coward who has to be in control of everything and everyone around you, insecure and paranoid. The list goes on. She is none of those things. She lit up a room when she walked in. She made a mark wherever she went, and you couldn't stand it. She was an incredible big sister. She loved her brother, Jameson, to her core, and I know she loved your sons too, no matter the picture you tried to paint of her. December 7th will forever be the darkest day of my life. The night you beat her to death, I woke up in the middle of the night in agonizing pain, from my head to my toes, and I felt like I was dying, not knowing, in the most brutal way, a part of me was dying. Suffering in that back seat for 20 minutes while you and your wife fed yourselves and your other children, and you got high. 20 minutes that you could have used to save her life. Did she cry for me? Did she scream? Did she beg you to stop? I'll never know. Because like I said, you're too much of a coward to tell the truth and do one good thing for Harmony. You may have taken her physically from me, but she is always, always with me. And I will forever look for her until the end of my days. But I hope that every day and every night you are on this earth, you hear nothing but my baby's giggle. I doubt you ever heard it in this life. All she knew with you was misery and fear. I hope you hear her sweet voice telling you to stop hitting her over and over, or how she looked the very last time you saw her, broken and bruised. You were supposed to protect her, yet you did the opposite. Harmony wasn't anything to you but property that you could throw away when she was more of a burden to you than a meal ticket. Your hatred for me led you to act on your monstrous, controlling ways, and you took her because you just could not let her come home where she belongs. My love for Harmony outweighs my hatred for you, but they both gave me the strength to listen to my instincts and to help the police put you away forever. Harmony will live on through me, and you can't do anything about it. You can't do anything to stop it. I wish you nothing but pain and misery for the rest of your pathetic life, and with or without you, we will find my daughter. I always knew you weren't a good person, which is why I left you. I just never knew to what extent, but now I know you're just plain evil.
No, she said that.
In addition, another member of Harmony's family was Miss Brittany Sorey, her aunt. She would also like to address the board.
To the most vile human on the planet, the day Harmony was born is the day that will forever feel like it was just yesterday. My sister was in labor and you were in prison. Always keeping you posted. I remember that phone call with you right after she was born, and they were both in the recovery room. I was talking you down from how scared you were because you just wanted to be the best dad. And I believed in you and reminded you how good you were with my daughter, that you would be the best dad and not to worry. I couldn't even believe how wrong I actually was. You are a monster, Adam, not the monster who's in your nightmares or the ones that terrify you when you're little. You're the monster that pretends to be a daddy and then brutally abused, tortured, and beat your 5-year-old daughter to death for the accidents you caused by locking her in a room 24/7, traumatizing her, and making it blatantly clear that she could not trust, count on, or come to you when she needed someone. You didn't fight for her for 4 years like you had Kayla claim on your behalf. You lied and you forged documents. You did it to have control again over something in my sister's life. You never for 1 second loved Harmony, because if you did, she'd still be here today. You wanted to control her, and when you couldn't, over and over again, because she reminded you of my sister, you took her from us because you didn't want anyone else to have her. More proof of the absolute coward you are. The fact that you sat in court at your gun trial, like my sister said, and tried to use Harmony for some sympathy by saying you cannot wait to refute the offensive claims that you killed your daughter and you didn't and you loved her. Jury selection day, you showed up smiling at the jurors, proving exactly how evil you are. Then tell the judge the day of opening statements that you did all but kill her and expect a bunch of people to believe yet another lie from you. Because your egotistical ignorance makes you believe you are somehow smarter than anybody. You have the nerve to claim to be a victim of the disease of addiction and how it destroyed your life and all the crybaby stories you tell. The fact is this: you are a selfish, evil, conniving, poor excuse for a human being, and I hope you sit in prison every day while she haunts you day and night until it's unbearable, because that's what you deserve.
Boom.
I used to call you my brother. We used to talk about everything. I've seen you break down and cry and open your heart up to me. Even when you first got Harmony, I messaged you and I told you that I would help in any way if I can, if you needed it for Harmony and wanted to be a part of her life. And just like anyone else that reached out, you blocked me. You had so many chances to change the result and let her go with people that loved her, but you didn't, because you knew she would have told all about the abuse, so you killed her. If you're any type of man at all, Adam, or you ever loved her for 1 second, you would tell us where she is, so at least she can rest in peace after everything you put her mind, body, and soul through. Regardless, karma will get even, because you don't destroy such a beautiful soul the way you did and not reap what you sow. So let it be.
So let it be, I think she said. Yeah, I couldn't hear what they announced. You know what I mean?
The other individuals in this particular event, who is not present here in the courtroom today, but is the victim of the crime of witness tampering, is Ms. Kayla Montgomery. She has prepared a statement. We've submitted there. We will be submitting that to the court as well. It has been provided to the defense counsel. She has asked a victim advocate to please read the statement for her.
Oh, wow.
The victim advocate could please state her name for the record, and also the Kayla Montgomery's statement.
Wow. From Kayla.
My name is Amy Van Auken, and I'm reading a statement on behalf of Kayla Montgomery.
Wicked weird.
Hi. I wanted to write a letter to you because it's the only way to tell you how I feel. I don't know about you, but I need some kind of closure. I will forever have a place in my heart for you, whether you believe me or not. You were my best friend, my husband, the person I chose to spend the rest of my life with. You are the father of our children we have together, and I'm forever grateful for having them. I will never forget the birth of our first son we have. That was one of the many best days of my life. We had just gotten married and started a family of our own. I'll never forget when your grandmother said to me, "You're the best thing that has ever happened to my grandson." I will always remember the births of all the children we have. Also, when you stepped up to be a father to Harmony. You worked so hard to get custody of her, and it took a few years, but you got her. I won't forget the day we picked her up and brought her home. We were so excited. Then, during the summer, was when we both started to go downhill because of relapse. After 5 years of sobriety, that was the beginning of the chaos. By the time Thanksgiving came around in the year 2019, we were losing everything. My job, our place to live, and after living in a car for a few weeks, we lost that. At the same time, Harmony dies because of your anger and hitting her so many times. We didn't even know she passed away until the car died, and we had to take our kids out of the car. She didn't respond. She was lifeless. Then a couple years go by, and during those years, we had to keep quiet about her being gone. You told me to stick with the story that you dropped her off at 6 a.m. at Dunkin's, where I no longer worked at, and brought her to her mother, Crystal, so she could stay there because it was better for Harmony. Then you came and picked me up when my shift was done at 2 p.m. She wasn't in the car. She was with her mother. During those years of having to keep quiet, you started physically and mentally abusing me, accusing me of cheating on you, telling on you, and trying to kill you. The first time that you really hurt me was when you accused me of cheating and had me on the living room floor against the corner of the wall, telling me if I didn't tell you that I cheated on you, that you were going to F me up. When I never cheated on you and said that I didn't, you punched me right in the face a couple of times because you said I was lying, and I wasn't. So then I said, yes, I cheated on you so you wouldn't hit me, but you still did anyway. You started getting crazy when we would get high on crack. I told you I did things that I really didn't do because you said if I told you that I did whatever you'd accuse me of, that you wouldn't hit me, and I was dumb enough to believe you.
Crack.
No matter what I said or did, you would hit me, punch me, spit in my face, or would have me in a chokehold and cover my mouth so I couldn't scream. You were not the person I married, not the person who loved me and who never hurt me. It's like I married my father. I never would have thought I would have to run away from you until I knew I had to take our kids and leave you. I'll never forget that day either. It was one of the hardest things for me to do. The last couple of nights after you got arrested the first time, I was sleeping with a knife because I did not know what you were going to do to me. After I found out that you got arrested, I went back to our apartment to grab a few things, and then I made the decision of not going back to live there anymore. I couldn't stay in the apartment after a year of chaos with you in there. Just all bad memories, barely any good ones. We had about 5 months total that year of living there that were good times. Other than that, nothing but bad memories. I'm so angry and hurt by you. I know you probably hate me because I had to do the right thing, but also because of all the bad. Not only did you lose your rights to our children, but so did I. Now I'm going to have to keep fighting for them to at least be back in their lives. You seem to forget you cheated, not me, and you just left the kids and I for some girl, packed your stuff, and left to another state. I called you out on your BS when you were on your way to Maine, and I also called you out for being with someone else months before you left to Maine. You accused me, but you were the one cheating.
What?
The day you got arrested on January 2022, you called me and said to tell Kelsey you're sorry about her car. Yeah, right. That's all you're worried about, not your wife and children you may never see again. No apology for cheating on me and making me think I was crazy. So I got to do all I can to get back on track with my life. You caused so much hurt and pain. I don't even know why I still care about you and actually feel bad for you. Oh, maybe it's because I'm not a cold, heartless person and still have some care about you. I was in love with you once. Now I still love you because you're the father of our children. This is goodbye for now. Maybe I'll see you at the future in some point. Goodbye, Adam.
Nothing about Harmony.
Started their relationship was October 8th, 2015. And the day they married was Harmony's birthday, June 4th, 2017.
Wait. They had nothing to do.
Our one family member who from yet is with regards to a very young man. This is Harmony's younger brother, Jameson. He lived with Harmony up until the age of 1, saw her as late as 18 months in his life. Both of his parents are here, Mr. Blair Miller and also Mr. Jonathan Bobbitt Miller, and they have a statement they would like to present.
Wow, that was so stupid. Why did she even get a chance to speak?
Your Honor, thank you so much for allowing us to speak here today. Good afternoon to you. My name is Blair Miller, and my husband Jonathan and I are here today on behalf of our son Jameson, who we adopted in 2019. He is a 7-year-old boy who came to us from foster care. Jameson and his sister Harmony were in and out of different foster homes together. They seem to be on a path of surviving their troubling relationships, their circumstances together. To understand the true impact that this loss has had on Jameson and will continue to impact him, you need to hear the stories he tells us and wants you to know. He wants everyone to know. When we first adopted Jameson, he would always tell us about Harmony. He would tell us about her beautiful blonde hair. He would tell us about her glasses. He still does. He would tell us about her bright blue eyes. He would tell us about her wonderful smile that lit up a room. He would tell us that she was there to help him. Jameson has constantly asked us, where's Harmony? Recently, he once was struggling to go to bed. He looked off in the shadows of his closet and said, is that Harmony there, looking back at me? These are no questions for a little boy to be asking. He no longer can hold on to that hope. Since learning about the death of innocent and beautiful Harmony, Jameson has suffered. Just a few weeks ago in school, his teacher asked him to draw a picture of his family. He drew a picture of his 2 dogs, his 2 brothers, his 2 dads, but then he put a heart above all of us, and inside that heart was the letter H. He said that was Harmony looking down on us. Jameson constantly asks us, who took my sister away? Adam, you took away his best friend, his sister. You introduced murder into his life and forever created a void that can never be filled. We will never have the right answers for him on this and can only tell him Harmony is an angel now. Jameson will grow up forever wondering how this happened, how his sister, who looked over him in foster care, didn't have anyone looking over her. You chose, Adam, to take our little boy's sister away. You don't ever deserve another choice in a free society. Your Honor, we are asking you to impose the maximum sentence.
Your Honor, this courtroom, and especially Adam, I'm Jonathan Bobbitt Miller, and I'm the proud adopted dad of Jameson Miller, the proud young brother of Harmony. Harmony is the reason that we're all here today. Harmony, the child Adam that you murdered, you introduced a nightmare into our son. You introduced evil of this world to him. You have manipulated the criminal justice system until now, and trying to explain that to our 7-year-old son is hard. Before Jameson knew of Harmony's tragic fate, he would go to the door when the doorbell rung, and he would say, maybe she's found me. He would search a park, he would look at school, and if there was any girl that had blonde hair and glasses, he would go up to them and say, are you Harmony? I'll never forget the day that we told Jameson that Harmony was in heaven. He's a very active kid. And that day, he just stopped and he held us and he said, no, I need my big sister. Why? Why did this happen? These are questions that Jameson has had and continues to ask. Daddy and Dada, what happened to my sister? Why did she die? Why would anyone hurt her? How about her glasses? Were they okay? My God, how will we ever help him process this horrible and brutal details of his big sister? Adam, you have to know you did that. As we celebrated Jameson's birthday in 2019 with the Mickey and Minnie Mouse theme, we had Mickey Mouse there. It's a Disney theme that he shares with his big sister and his mom. He wanted to save a gift from her that day, made from his Nana. It was a Minnie Mouse pillow, but instead, you were beating her to death. That was the same day. If Jameson was old enough to speak to this court today, he would want you to know the void that you left in his heart that can never be filled. Adam, he would plead with you to please tell us where she is. Let him have a place to go and remember his sister, please. He remembers her feeding him. He remembers when they would be at his foster home when she was there, that they would play in the park together. He remembers her glasses. He remembers how proud she was. How do we tell our 7-year-old that you murdered his sister, his protector, his best friend, and you showed no remorse? I wish they could be happy together today. Jameson asked, is she unhappy in heaven? If she can see him, and if we can visit her, why would anyone hurt her? That's what you've done to her son when you beat his sister to death. In our family, we really believe in love and forgiveness. I'm just not sure how to teach our son how to forgive the monster that murdered his sister. We as a family are leaning on God for that. Jameson also knows about the helpers. He knows about this court. He knows about the jury. He knows about the police from the local to federal. He knows about this community. We've told him these were the people that helped his sister when she was hurting. I'd like to share with you a few words that Jameson, as we were talking to him, because he wanted to know, where are you guys going? What are you doing? And I said, we're going to speak for your sister, and we're going to tell everyone how important she was to you. And this is what he said. Tell everyone my name is Jameson. I'm 7 years old. My sister's Harmony. I love Harmony. I miss her. I hope I get to see her again. My sister had beautiful blue eyes, and we smile alike. I liked having fun with her on the playground. She gave me a broken Elmo toy that was hers. I still have that. But I have the Minnie Mouse pillow and a new Elmo that's not broken. I keep it in my closet for her. I'm really sad she's an angel. I miss her. She was my best friend. I hope she can see me playing basketball, being silly with my brothers. And I wish I could bring Harmony to my school to meet my friends and my teacher. She loves the color purple and Minnie Mouse. I made a heart for her in purple and red with mirrors so I can look for her in heaven. I hope she sees me. The red is for my heart and the purple is for her. I love my sister. I miss her. I hope she's eating M&Ms in heaven. I hope her glasses are safe and not broken. And I miss you, and I will always love you, big sister. Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, finally, with us today is Harmony's foster mother, Michelle Rafferty. Harmony was alive for 66 months in this world. And for 44 of those months, she was with the Raffertys, Michelle and her husband, Tim. They've both prepared a statement as well and would like to speak with you today.
Your Honor, I'm grateful for the opportunity to speak here today. This is truly the hardest thing I've ever had to do. My name is Michelle Raftery, and along with my husband and my 5 children, we had the privilege of being Harmony's foster family. We shared our hearts, our home, and our life with her, and she filled our lives with joy and laughter. We lost a daughter, and my children lost their sister. We grieved for her every day because we thought we'd always see her again. Harmony was full of life and always happy. We jokingly told her that she leaves a sparkle wherever she goes. She loved to be in the middle of everything that was going on, and she never missed a beat. Harmony always had 2 mummies, me and Crystal, but only had one daddy, and that was my husband, Tim. I am beyond grateful Harmony had the relationship with a loving daddy and knew what that relationship should look like. She loved being a sister and had an amazing bond with our youngest daughter. And when our second daughter had her baby, she was delighted to be an auntie. Harmony was a friend to everyone, but she also had a best friend named Dominic. She loved going to church and loved going to school. She loved Minnie Mouse, playing outside, playing dress up, playing house, and loved to cuddle. She had a large community that she loved, and they loved her. She was kind and compassionate and always willing to share, even her Oreo cookies and favorite doll stroller. Since everything came to light, I have had trouble sleeping and concentrating. We had to explain to our children things that we never wanted them to hear and explain to them why a father who was supposed to love and protect her was being arrested for murder. Your Honor, I'm asking you to give Adam the fullest sentence. Adam is hateful and selfish and continues to be so by not telling us where her body is. Adam knew he could have brought Harmony back to us. He had options, but always chose himself each time. He never put Harmony first. There were consequences for his actions, and he will have to live with them the rest of his life. Our family is strong and beginning to heal by the grace of God. We know Harmony is safe in the arms of Jesus, never to be hurt again. So despite the evil brought to light in this trial, we will continue to move forward in love because love wins. Thank you, Your Honor.
I think it's done now. But man, hearing the little baby, hearing the little brother, that was tough. That was really tough.
In addition to those statements, the state is asking you to consider not only all of the details and the facts that you heard during trial, and not only as you would for any defendant, their criminal history, of which is laid out there and which this court is already well aware of. But we are also asking the court to take into account 2 additional charges which are still pending. Firearm that was belonging and was owned by a Mr. Ewell, and also a high-point handgun. These are 2 charged but not yet adjudicated offenses that can be considered by the court when it comes to sentencing. We did not ask you to take the defendant's murder of his daughter into account at the last sentencing for the other firearms, given that it had occurred before her death. But these 2 not yet tried armed career criminal charges, offenses for weapons belonging to Mr. Ewell and a high-point handgun, should be considered to show that the minimum does not apply to this man. The court is already aware of the defendant's statements to many other people, many other people through many different facets of his life, with regards to being asked where his daughter was and for him to lie to them. This was subject to many different interpretations. The court has discussed this on different times, in different hearings. With regards to those events and with regards also to the gun crimes that I speak of, Mr. Ewell's firearm and the high-point handgun, we feel that the state has already shown the requisite level of certainty that the defendant has done these crimes. He's been indicted by the grand jury. We've discussed them. Parts of the evidence that support them have already been presented to the court. But we have also asked for Detective John Dunleavy to be present from the Manchester Police Department, who can provide additional information if the court so chooses to hear that. So at this point, I would leave it up to the court's discretion if and when the court should be considering those 2 charges as part of coming up with the appropriate sentence for the defendant today. But he is here in the courtroom.
All right, thank you. I don't feel that I need to hear from him at this juncture. If the court feels it necessary to hear from him, I will do so later. Thank you.
Thank you.
Annihilate him.
Your Honor, one of the things that you saw during trial were the many different ways in which the defendant tried to conceal his crime, not just physically, but also with false statements and lies to others. Lies as to where she was, as to what had occurred, where it had occurred in the car, where he was at the time. Even lies, as you heard from some witnesses, as to whether or not he loved or cared for Harmony in the first place. You heard and saw the defendant try to sell his lies to anybody that would listen. And why does that matter? Because it's one thing to deny the charges that the state then can hold the state accountable to bring forth proof beyond a reasonable doubt. But it's another one to actively lie and deceive and blame others. And a defendant who does that, like this defendant did, is different and is deserving of more than the minimal punishment. You've even heard yourself how the defendant tried over and over again to get Kayla Montgomery to lie for him. The testimony we heard at trial included the verbal threats to her, beating her, photographs that we saw of her black eyes, testimony from other independent witnesses of him either hurting her or her running away, being injured, or grabbing a cell phone out of her hands and manipulating her even months later to get rid of telephones that had evidence of the crimes on them. You've seen those bruises. You've heard those stories from independent eyewitnesses. That was not just an attack on her. That was an attack on our system of justice. And to hold him accountable for that independently, consecutively, to the actual underlying crime of the homicide and the second-degree assault from before. As you've seen in this case, if we don't do that, if we don't hold people accountable for those actions afterwards, then the criminal justice system is failing because it allows defendants everywhere under the concept of general deterrence to think that they can tamper with witnesses and destroy evidence. And if they're caught, well, it'll just be subsumed by the underlying crime. That's another reason why the more than the minimum sentence is necessary. And finally, I'm not going to go into full detail on it, Your Honor, but you've seen in the state sentencing memorandum, there are 3 cases that are on point and when looking for comparison here. And those are State versus Caitlin Marin, State versus Mark Heath, and State versus Chad Evans, all cited in our sentencing memorandum. In those matters involved individuals who were convicted of reckless second-degree murder for injuring children. And all 3 of those individuals, either immediately after trial or at sentence review, all had sentences that were in their 40s. And all 3 of those people didn't have the criminal history that this defendant has. And all 3 of them didn't do afterwards to their victims and what they did to their bodies, what he did to harm them. So in the state's mind, how can the defendant here get anything less for that? His behavior is worse. When we look at that, if and when he should ask for sentence review after today, if they look at that, we don't feel that there's any way that they could equate that his behavior was less than theirs or that his punishment should be less than theirs. There's nothing about this little girl's death or her suffering or what her father did afterwards that can ever be classified as minimal. He is still determined 5 years later that she have no peace, no justice, no rest. So the state is asking you to do what justice requires, and that's nothing less than the state's recommended sentence. Harmony deserves it, her family deserves it, the people of the state deserve it, and definitely this defendant deserves it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Life.
Attorney Smith?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Give this mother love a life.
I'd like to start reading from State versus Willie at 163 New Hampshire 532. We held that just as it is unconstitutional to increase a defendant's punishment because he refuses to admit guilt, so too is it unconstitutional for a court to draw an adverse inference of lack of remorse from a defendant's silence at sentencing. Because the only affirmative way for a defendant who maintains his innocence through the criminal process to express remorse at sentencing is to forgo his right to remain silent, using a defendant's silence at sentencing to infer that he lacks remorse generally by
She hates her job.
constitutional privilege against self-incrimination.
She
The
hates her
state
job.
said that their offer to reduce or offer a reduced sentence of 35 years if Adam Montgomery took particular action within the next 7 days, and his reaction to that reflected heartless, immoral, no remorse. You can imagine, anybody can, that somebody walking into a sentencing hearing for something where he maintains his innocence that he did not do would be a difficult situation. That person would be assisted by his counsel, who would understand that being vilified for something that you didn't do would be difficult, who would understand that when people are trying to throw him away forever for something that you didn't do would be difficult in the courtroom. The state was doing a stunt. They were seeking a reaction today from Adam Montgomery
Who cares?
in the courtroom by their stunt for something that they said, give us 7 days. And then Mr. Montgomery, acting appropriate with his counsel's representation, was called heartless, immoral, and no remorse. Mr. Montgomery does not have to express remorse here for something where he maintains his innocence. It would violate his constitutional rights against discrimination.
Sit down, girl.
And talk a little bit about the use of priors as argued in the state's memorandum to elevate what is
English?
as a mandatory minimum.
Okay, take your
That
time.
is extraordinarily high, and it is high because anytime a child dies an innocent child dies deserves a strong punishment. And the legislature has spoken with a mandatory minimum of that punishment. The lack of rehabilitation is what the priors are put on for. I don't think anybody
Oh, that's crazy.
can permit what another person would be like after 35 years of incarceration. To assume the lack of rehabilitation for prior records that occurred from the time that Mr. Montgomery was quite young, that many, fueled by drug and drug addiction, that was introduced to his life by some of the very witnesses, family members, wives, who participated in maintaining his addiction
Yes.
and in a lot of the conduct that he did in the prior record.
It was because of the drugs.
It is worthy of rehabilitation, especially after what would be the mandatory minimum under this sentence. The use of the remaining charges also are inappropriate here. You did not consider the charge of homicide at his prior sentencing on the armed career criminal charges that he faced May a year ago. But you did consider the armed career criminal charges, or at least you didn't indicate that you didn't. And the state certainly argued that they should be considered as well. All of that conduct occurred in a relatively short time period. And while we dispute the probable cause, even the law says that you can consider the grand jury indictment as probable cause, which I think is completely inappropriate, but that is the law. However, his sentences on armed career criminal took into account both his prior and his subsequent gun charges. He's serving a sentence currently of what comes to be about 32, because he got 15 as a minimum on one, 15 as a minimum on another. The 5 years of the 7-year minimum on the final charge that you sentenced him on, you suspended 2 years. Didn't even totally give him the max on that, but certainly increased his sentence in your evaluation of his prior conduct, as well as the pending gun charges. Another issue I need to address, and I'm afraid we only addressed part of it in chambers. My fault. The names of the no contact order I don't have, so we don't have a position on that as far as the names. However, since the state has asked for an incarcerated sentence on each of the charges, I don't believe a no contact order can be issued on the charges under interpretation of current law. However, I will say that the names will be provided to Adam, and I can assure this court that Adam will not seek any contact with the Sorrell family. Sorry, family. So, what do you do for sentencing Adam Montgomery?
Get to it.
Montgomery does not dispute the time sought by the state for abuse of corpse and falsifying evidence. The state has requested maximum sentences on that consecutive, and Adam does understand that it in fact affected the investigation and that behavior affects justice in the court system. And he does not dispute the sentences requested by the state on that. However, while he maintains his innocence, he also knows that you will be sentencing him on the other charges because he has been convicted. And any other action he takes will have to be after sentencing. So as to the other charges, while he maintains his innocence on each of them, he can't offer a sentence because no sentence would be fair for him to say that they would be fair when he is maintaining his innocence and he did not commit those charges. So he can't offer you something that's appropriate for them, but he would request that you take into account his objections to the memorandum and especially his silence here at sentencing as being an appropriate position to take when he is asserting his innocence. We request that the court issue a sentence that is less than what the state has asked and that it make the remaining charges concurrent with abuse of corpse and falsifying evidence. Adam Montgomery did not kill his daughter, but when he discovered his daughter's death, he broke and he did inexplicable things. Even he can't explain his actions, but eventually he pulled it together and he was able to say goodbye to his daughter. And that's what he did. If I may have a moment, Your Honor.
Jeez. You've got to be kidding me. Well, I'm muting it for a second, but you got to be kidding me. Okay. Like, I get it. This lawyer's job is to defend her client. This is her job. So don't get mad at her. This is her job. But you can miss me with all this nonsense. They're not done yet. Conversing. I'm trying to get rid of some of this echoing. Okay.
Co-counsel has reminded me of something. And again, this was something that was not in the sentencing memorandum and it was last minute. And it is the stunt that was pulled by the state. And it is that plea offers, responses, negotiations are inadmissible. And I think that they are inadmissible for any purpose, including sentencing. Certainly, I know in other cases, if I was to say the state offered something pretrial and now they're seeking twice that, the state would shut me down under that rule. 410? 410. So I think that entire stunt should be stricken from the record as well.
Briefly, Your Honor, I made no such comment about plea offers that were made prior to trial in any way, shape, or form. When I called the defendant heartless, immoral, selfish, and unapologetic, and in doing so, it's about the two crimes that he has admitted that he has done. It's the falsifying physical evidence and it's the abuse of corpse, which he admitted and even told the jury that they could find him guilty of. Those are the ones relating to the placement of the body. There's no reason to hold on to that piece of information with regards to that. The statement is not offering anything because this completely lies within the hands of the court. The statement is to make the change of what the state's recommendation would be. It's not an offer of a guaranteed sentence in any way, shape, or form. And again, it's on those charges, the one where he does not maintain his innocence anymore, falsifying physical evidence and abuse of a corpse. I think just separately, Your Honor, with regards to the victims that the state is asking for the no contact order, that would include Crystal Sorey and her family, Sorey. That would also include the Miller family, Your Honor, and that would be Harmony's brother's family, and as well as the Rafferty family. I can provide those spellings to the court monitor afterwards. I think those are the only additional things that the state wants to add.
Attorney Gotti, what do you say to the state v. Toll issue that's raised by the defense about the no contact order on stand committed sentences, where all of the sentences that you're asking for in this case are stand committed, but you're also asking for the no contact provision?
Your Honor, I think with regards to that, rather than to prolong this particular hearing, the state would then also ask for a $5,000 fine on each felony for that to be suspended for the period so that the no contact order can be obeyed during that time period. And if he violates the no contact order, then that could be imposed.
Suspended for what period?
I would say suspended for a period of, Well, on the 2 Class B misdemeanors, I would say suspended for at least a period of 7 years upon the beginning of that serving of that sentence. And for the charge of second-degree murder, I would say beginning on for a 20-year time period, beginning when he starts serving that sentence.
Do you want to address that, Attorney Smith? I'm just thinking about that for a moment. I mean, Attorney Agati, on that, the consequence of a violation of the order would be the imposition of the fine.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
For clarity in sentencing, I think 5,000 is illegal for any one of those charges, although certainly combinations of certain charges can equal that amount. I think it's 6 of one, half a dozen of another, because as I said, with regard to the family, Crystal Sorey and her family,
Thank you.
Mr. Montgomery will not be reaching out to any of them.
All right, thank you. Council, approach for just a minute.
Interesting. Okay. They're going to be, I got to mute this really quick. I'm trying to understand a little bit more about this. Why I'm trying to understand why, like what they're trying to fully suspend and all that. Like I said, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm trying to understand this a little bit better myself. $5,000 fine, and then of course a suspension of some sort. Hold on, I just had it again. Here, $5,000 fine and suspension for no contact violation. So I'm wondering, okay, you're going to add that into that, and then what, right? I mean, I'm hoping that doesn't lessen things here, right? So I'm trying to understand it a little bit, you know what I mean? Because I'm still, like I said, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm wondering how that's going to affect the actual sentencing here, right? And then okay, Kristen Wright said reparations. Okay, fine. $5,000 though? $5,000 though? Okay. And then I'm wondering because well, they better not give him any type of parole at all. Like that's what I'm saying. Like they bet not give him any parole, because that would be insane. That would be absolutely insane if that was to happen. Sorry, I'm just checking to see if okay.
All right, nothing further from the state?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Nothing further from you, Attorney Smith?
No, Your Honor.
Unbelievable.
All right. I'm going to take a 15-minute recess. So
Are
I
you
can
kidding me?
through all of the information and statements that have been provided, and then I'll come back and announce my sentence.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
15 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes, y'all. We got 15 minutes until she starts dropping the hammer. At least I hope so. Okay. All right. We got to talk about this, because this was trash. Well, not trash. Okay, let me take that back. I'm not saying that the whole thing was trash. Hearing, man, I'm not a dry eye in that house, not a dry eye in that room, not a dry eye in the chat, not a dry eye in any of these chats. I guarantee you, as soon as you start hearing her brother, Harmony Montgomery's brother's part of the statement, victim's impact statement, that I couldn't hold it in. That destroyed me. That absolutely destroyed me. Okay, because I know how I already know how I feel about this particular case, right? And for the life of me, I've been trying to find this photo, like a clean, non-blurry version of this photo. But every time I see this photo, it gets me every single time, because she just looks so damn happy. You know what I mean? And now she's no longer here. And this monster, this dude right here, had the audacity to do what he did, taking her from this planet. And then on top of it, let's not forget, hiding her away, discarding her body, and for them not to know where she is. So we got to talk about a few banger, like a few bullet points throughout this whole thing, because we haven't really talked since it started. Okay. So prosecution says, all right, we're here for the sentencing. We see it being, 45 years to life, right? Then he says, but we do understand that, because of everything, because of all the charges that he's looking at, 45 years to life. But then he says, hey, if he could tell us right now where Harmony's body is, and we find the body, we give him 7 days to give us that information, and we can go find her body, we will ask for a lesser sentence. And then, of course, they look over this piece of trash. Adam Montgomery declines. He refused. He refused to give out that information. Now, what's crazy to me is that he's still trying to maintain some semblance of innocence. And I'm telling you right now, this man is not innocent. We all know that. You not showing up to court for your own doggone trial that went on for weeks tells me you have everything to do with the murder and the discarding of 5-year-old Harmony Montgomery. Instantly. It shows you have no remorse. It shows you don't care. It shows it shows that you're not even willing to fight. You're not even willing to fight for that innocence that you claim to be. So, okay. Prosecution says, hey, we will give you this. If you give us where she is, we'll give you a little bit. We'll lessen the sentence a little bit. Or we will ask the judge to give you a lesser sentence, right? He refuses. Okay. Then we go into the victim impact statements. Now, those were very, very hard. Those were not easy. Okay. That was tough. Okay. Well, one of them was mainly tough. And that was what I just talked about, the brother talking. That really hurt me. That hurt me. Okay. And I know it hurt a lot of you guys. All right. And, we were all hugging each other in the chat. And I appreciate all y'all for just being there for each other, because it can be tough. Some of these cases can be tough. Some of these trials can be very emotional for sure, especially when it comes to little kids. You know what I mean? When we're talking about our little ones, you know what I mean? It can hurt, right? It can be really tough, really, really tough. We hear from the biological mother. And of course, it sounded like a very much like understandably angry type of impact statement. Okay. Then we hear from an aunt. She speaks as well. Okay. Those two were fine. But then we go into an impact statement from Kayla. No. Hell no. I'm not with that. Why does she get the opportunity to write an impact statement during this trial? Now, I get it. She's a victim. Okay. She's a victim of DV. She's a victim of all these other things that this guy inflicted on her. But she was one of the main people that helped hide Harmony's body for months. Why would they ever give her a platform in which she could speak? And then on top of that, to throw Tabasco sauce, some lime juice, and a shot of tequila into an already gaping wound, her statement had nothing to do with Harmony Montgomery. Nothing. All of it was her saying, I'm a victim, 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 I'm a victim. Oh, by the way, did I tell you that I'm a victim? I'm a victim, 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 victim. You did all these things, but I still love you. I still have love for you because you made these babies with me. And when I get out, I'm going to be able to take care of them, because we need to, one of us has to take care of these kids. Let me tell you right now, she ain't going to get those kids. She ain't going to get those kids anytime soon. God forbid. I hope the system's smart enough not to give her kids back. But what in the hell was that? That was not a victim impact statement revolving around Harmony Montgomery's case. Then on top of it, she didn't even bother to sit there and go, and I ask for the judge, I ask for the court to please give him the maximum sentence, give him whatever she may want to say. She doesn't even end up saying like, R.I.P., Harmony, I love thee. Nothing like that. All of it is about her and popping out kids with this monster right here. That's all we heard. She said Harmony's name once. Just once. Once. Woosah. So make that make sense. Why? Why does she get to say any type of impact statement? And you see, and then while she's about to do this, right? While the person who's being made to read this, okay, trust me, no one's trying to read this. No one wants to read this. What happens? Biological mama gets up and walks out the door. She walks right out the courtroom. I wouldn't want to listen to it either. How does she have a platform to speak? How does she have the soapbox to stand on top of to talk directly to this mother lover right here? And all of it had nothing to do with like, how dare you do what you did to Harmony, blah, blah, blah. No, it was a little history lesson. It was a history book of her life with this piece of trash right here. Popping out kids. And of course, yes, I get it. She is a victim too, to a certain extent, on what kind of pain and the that she was inflicted, that was inflicted upon her while she was with him. But that has nothing to do with this particular victim impact statement. Nothing in which she said had anything to do with Harmony Montgomery's case. Not one. But then we move on to the parents of Harmony Montgomery's brother, which was absolutely heartbreaking because that was real. And from my understanding, that is the same couple that wanted to adopt Harmony so badly. Because I'm telling you what, if she was with them, she would have been drowning in love. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. More speak out, of course. Understandably. But then we get into the prosecution and defense. They're now kind of going, okay, now we heard everything. Let's get this ball moving. Okay, we want this. Okay, prosecution's like, we want he says he ain't willing to give us anything. We want this, and we ain't letting up for that, right? And then some short, skinny woman with a haircut looking like Sir Farquaad goes up and says, well, because of things that happened, we need to do this. And, he hasn't fully confessed. He still maintains his innocence, and therefore it wasn't right for you to... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But she goes on and says it's not fair for prosecution to throw out that ultimatum or throw out that option for this piece of trash, AM. That was the whole argument there. That's not right. Yes, you did that for shock and awe. You did that for a show. You wanted to shock the room. You did that as a stunt. And I'm telling you what, no, I don't think it was a stunt. Baby, do what you need to do if you need to find out where this little girl is. That's all I'm going to say. All right? I don't think what he did was wrong. I don't think what he did was illegal. Okay? I said Farquaad. Yeah. Lord Farquaad. I didn't mean Sir Farquaad. But you know what I mean. Looking like Lord Farquaad. I don't give a damn. Another Elaine. Okay? She sounds even more boring than Elaine. I'm sorry. But even I said it. I was like, she hates her job. You could hear it in her voice. She hates her job. But she there. That is her job. That's why I said, hey, listen, guys, before we go in and start going off on her and all that, even though I called her Lord Farquaad, this is her job. Okay? She was court appointed to represent this mother lover. I mean, you know, she kind of got the luck of the draw. Get what I'm saying there? Luck of the draw. But still, she has to do what she has to do. She has to go through the motions. You know, this is her job. It's just another day making the donuts. So she says, hey, you're trying to pull a stunt. You're trying to do this, this, and this. This is messed up for you to do what you're trying to do, right? And of course, prosecution tries to fire back saying, yo, this was not a stunt. You got family and friends, and I agree. You got family, friends, etc., that want to know where the F this kid's body is at. And the only person that does know is this mother lover right here. That's it. Yeah. Yes. She drew the short straw. Who said that first, though? Somebody said it up here. I saw it in the corner of my eye, and I'm like, oh, let me get my thought out real quick. But Lord Farquaad, real talk. Somebody said it, but it was hilarious. Okay? Hilarious. And it's, can you imagine that? You know what I mean? It's like you got these, you know, the straws, you know, you got the straws, all the straws just up, you know, you're getting all the straws. You're like, and the judge is sitting there going, okay. Take your pick, right? And then somebody just picks it in the short one. It's like, shit. That's her. Damn it. And all the other ones are like, yeah, I don't have to represent this piece of trash. Woo! So she has to go through it, go through the motions. Okay? That's just her job. It's her job. That's a terrible job. I'm sorry. Oh, that's a terrible job. It's terrible. It's so bad. It's such a terrible job. Oh my God. Who would want to represent this mother lover? Real talk. Or any type of mother love like this, where you know for a fact they did it. And I understand, like, trust me, I know our fellow esquires and our lawyers out here will be like, well, actually, well, you know, if you take the project, if you take on the case, most of the time you don't know. And so you're hoping to lean on the facts that your client gives you, and you try to work on it in the best diplomatic way possible. I don't really care. Sorry. I'd be like, please remove me from this case. He did this. I'm not helping him. I am not helping him. You know what I'm saying? Fine. Take my license. Take it. I don't care. I'll take the bar again. I'll move next door. I'll move to another state next door and get my bar. Let's go. I'll do the bar over there. Come on. We out. I'm done. Man, really? The short straw? You gave me the short straw? Bruh, I'm out. That's just me, though. Okay? Now, I know lawyers out there, you know, they take their job very seriously. All jokes aside, okay? That is her job. Her job is to represent her client as best she can. But sometimes it feels like, hey, you're just going through the doggone motions. You're just going through the motions, man. Okay, we're doing the opening statements, blah, blah, blah. Here are the facts that we do know. Here are the facts that we, here are the things that we are speculating. Here's our theory. We're going to run with that. But the thing is that this dude didn't show up to any of it. So why would even her want to feel passionate about this case? It's like, yo, you're not even willing to show up to your own case. You done did this. So we're just going to go through the motions. We're going to get this done in about 2 to 4 weeks, this trial, and we're going to keep it moving until we get to the sentencing. We already know you're about to get sentenced, so I'm just going to go through the motions, and you're just going to get whatever the judge decides to give you, which will most likely be the maximum. I'm feeling it's going to be life. There is I would be shocked if this judge decides to say, hey, nah, we're going to give you 35. Hell no. You bet not give him 35. Give him the whole enchilada. Give it to him all. Okay? Give it to him all. Life. No parole. Keep him moving. Bury him underneath the prison because that's what he deserves. Real talk. Let me get some of these super chats really quick. I didn't even realize I had them. Sorry, but I got a gang of them, and I really do appreciate all y'all's opinions. Because I'm telling you, let me just say this real quick. As soon as he finds his sentence, because maybe he's fine, maybe he's comfortable in prison, maybe he's happy where he's at. But I'm telling you right now, give it 2 weeks after his sentencing. Once he figures out everything, he's like, well, I'm going to be in here for life, which I feel is the prediction in my body. That's what I feel. I feel like the judge is going to be like, I'm not going to be nice to this kid. This dude did something horrible, monstrous to his own kid. You know what? Life. As soon as he hears life, 2 weeks from now, he going to be wearing Kool-Aid lipstick, holding the inside pocket of a dude named Toby. Watch. Give it 2 weeks. It's going to happen. Okay? Watch. And if you don't understand the inside pocket thing, I think that's a prison thing. Like you somebody's B. You holding on to that Toby's inside pocket. Wait for it. He's going to be in there sashaying and everything. Watch. Okay? Making his own toilet moonshine. Just you wait. Okay? I said it. He gonna be with Toby. Okay? He ain't gonna be with no Tyrone. You gotta understand the politics in that prison. Okay? Inside that prison, he gonna be with Toby. He ain't gonna be with Tyrone. All right? You're going to be having some new tattoos. I'm keeping it real. I'm going to keep it real. Give him 2 weeks. Or even, Big Bubba. Even a Bubba. Oh, Bubba, you crazy, Bubba. Sashaying everywhere. Shirt tied up like this. Hey, I'm ready for it. Let him get whatever's coming to him. Because that's exactly what he deserves. Okay? Just keeping it real, y'all. Just keeping it real. All right. Tired as a mother. What's up? Thank you so much. I want Pascal to narrate my life. That'd be kind of funny. I'd be down for that one time. Carbonites, thank you so much. Lots of courts use white noise during sidebar. Good point. Or good information to know. I didn't know that. Okay. Jen, thank you so much for being a member for the past 15 months. I really do appreciate it. Give him life. Yes. He doesn't deserve to be free. Hell no. You know his boy Toby is in there going like, just waiting for the moment. Because all this time he's like, I could be out anytime. This judge is going to be so nice to me. I'm going to get 15 years. Watch. Okay? Nah. He going to get life. You better get life. All right? Yes, not really fresh meat so much anymore, Lorraine, but close to it. You know what I mean? Still like a day or two. You know what I'm saying? Still, you can still cook it, still eat it. You know what I mean? But not super fresh, but fresh enough, right? Kick your ass. Thank you so much. This is proper kerfuffle. No mention of harmony. Yes, I agree. Absolutely a proper kerfuffle. I agree 100%. That reading did not need to exist, period. It didn't need to exist at all. It really didn't. Kayla needed to shut up, but I don't know, and I don't understand why she even got a moment to even speak. She is not a victim. She is also co-monster to this whole thing. It's unbelievable. It felt like a scene or a moment that you would see in like Natural Born Killers or something like that. You know what I mean? Like that movie, Natural Born Killers. Isn't that what it's called? I think it's called Natural Born Killers. Yeah, with Woody Harrelson and what's her face? You know who I'm talking about. Jamie something. Isn't it Jamie something? I'm forgetting. Okay. But it's like that. It's almost like a scene from Natural Born Killers, and they're separated, but they're still together. You know what I mean? Juliette Lewis. Thank you. Juliette Lewis. And she's sending a letter like, I still love you, baby. You know what I mean? That's kind of what it felt like a little bit. I know that's a deep cut, but think about it for a second. That was weird and unnecessary. Some Natural Born Killers, Juliette Lewis letter written to her crazy ass boyfriend, Woody Harrelson. Crazy, right? Okay. I said enough of that. Moving on. Dominique, thank you so much. Had it together until what about her glasses? Yeah, the glasses part really, I think, got a lot of us for sure. That was very tough to hear, right? All of us that have been touched and have been deeply affected by this case, absolutely, this was tough. All right. Looks like they're back at it again. Sentencing time. Put some purple heart emojis in the chat for me.
The crimes that you have committed and the harm that you have caused cannot be overstated.
Wow.
You took a human life, and you did so in the most callous and heartless of ways. You robbed a 5-year-old girl, your own daughter, of the life that she was to lead. You stole from your sons a sister. You took a daughter from her mother. You were convicted of reckless second-degree murder. Reckless in this context does not mean something that was an accident. It is defined under law as something that manifests the extreme indifference to a human life. Your extreme indifference to the value of human life is seen in so many of your actions in this case. In 2019, you beat Harmony. In the words of your uncle, her eye was fully black and blue like a raccoon eye, is what he said. Your words, when asked, were, quote, I bashed her around the effing house. And then you hid her from the view of others, and you kept her from those that came to help her. Mm-hmm. On the date that you murdered her, you didn't hit her once. You punched her in the head repeatedly. You beat her in the car while at stoplights, more than one time. You knew that she was severely injured, yet you covered her with a blanket and didn't check on her until after you took her lifeless body from the car. And then, after her death, you treated her body like it was trash, worse than trash. You did unimaginable things to her body, and all in an effort to save yourself from being discovered as her murderer. And then, on top of that, you threatened, abused, and beat your wife to keep her silent. Your criminal history similarly reflects your extreme indifference to the value of human life. Your actions having taken both a physical and emotional toll on so many.
Life.
In 2008, you were convicted of criminal threatening after pointing a knife at a 15-year-old girl. In
Wow.
2010, you were convicted of armed robbery and assault and battery with a dangerous weapon in a home invasion incident in which it was reported that you held up a woman at gunpoint, terrorizing her to the point that she lost control of her bodily functions.
Life.
In 2009, you were convicted of first-degree assault for stabbing another person. In 2014, you were convicted of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon and larceny in a case in which it was reported that you shot a man in the face. In 2019, you were convicted of 2 counts of armed career criminal, 2 counts of theft, and 2 counts of receiving stolen property, all of the charges stemming from the thefts of firearms, guns, exchanges of guns for drugs and money. The court has to consider 3 primary goals of sentencing: punishment, deterrence, and rehabilitation. The focus today is on your convictions in this case: second-degree murder, falsifying physical evidence, witness tampering, abuse of a corpse, and second-degree assault. But the prior convictions are important. And they're important as well, as each of them reflects not just your extensive criminal conduct, but each of them represents an opportunity after sentencing for you to have changed the trajectory of your life, to change how you were treating other people. But you were either unwilling or unable to do so. And as a result, at this point, the court has the responsibility to impose a sentence that not only punishes you harshly for the crimes that you have committed, but considers deterrence, that is, how to keep you from hurting others.
Mm-hmm.
In light of the egregious nature of the crimes of which you have been convicted in this case, and taking into consideration your extremely violent criminal history, the court finds the only way to do this is to keep you off the streets. To the extent you seek to rehabilitate yourself, that will have to happen behind the prison walls.
Life.
Harmony was an innocent 5-year-old girl. You treated her in the worst of possible ways,
Damn
in
right.
both her life and in her death. Therefore, the court sentences you as follows. On charge ID 2027112C, the charge of second-degree murder, you are sentenced to the New Hampshire State Prison for not more than life nor less than 45 years. That sentence is stand committed. That sentence is consecutive. All of these sentences, I should say now, are consecutive to each other, as well as consecutive to docket 216-2022 CR 577, which are the sentences that you're currently serving. Additionally, you're to participate meaningfully and complete any counseling, treatment, or education programs as directed by the correctional authority or probation parole. Law enforcement agencies may return evidence to its rightful owner. You are ordered to be of good conduct and comply with all the terms of this sentence. This is also consecutive to the second-degree assault charge in the docket ending in 20. That is charge ID 1937947C. Do you have any questions about that sentence?
Nope.
Oh, he spoke.
On charge ID 2027113C, falsifying physical evidence. On this charge, you are sentenced to New Hampshire State Prison for not more than 7 years nor 3.5 years. This sentence is stand committed, consecutive to all of the other charges that I'm about to read you, as well as consecutive to the second-degree assault charge and the docket ending in 20 and the sentences that you are presently serving. You do have the obligation, as with the other sentences, to meaningfully participate in programming as directed by the correctional authority or probation parole. You're ordered to be of good conduct and comply with all the terms of that sentence. On the charge of tampering with witnesses and informants, you are sentenced to the New Hampshire State Prison for not more than 7 years nor less than 3.5 years. Again, this sentence is consecutive to the additional sentences that I've read to you that I'm reading to you in this case, as well as docket ending in 20 and the sentences that you are presently serving. You have the same obligations for participation in programming, and law enforcement may return evidence to its rightful owner.
Bye, bye, bye.
On the abuse of corpse charge, on this charge, you are sentenced to the maximum penalty of 12 months at the House of Correction. All of this sentence is suspended for 25 years. If it were to be imposed, it would be consecutive to the sentences that I read to you. And on this charge, you will also have the provision of a no contact order, and that is no contact with the Sorey family, the Miller family, and the Rafferty family. That sentence is also consecutive were it to be imposed to all of the other sentences in this case and the sentence you're currently serving. On the second degree assault charge ID 1937947C, you are sentenced to New Hampshire State Prison for not more than 8 years nor less than 4 years. This sentence is consecutive to the sentences in docket 216-2022 CR 2372. This is charge ID 1937947C. On this charge, you have the additional requirement, as you have in the other cases, to meaningfully participate in programming. Law enforcement agencies may return evidence to its rightful owner, and you're obligated to be of good behavior and comply with all the terms of the sentence. Do you have any question about those sentences?
No, I do not.
All right, before you go, counsel approach, please.
Little, you know what I mean? He's gonna be like, oops, guys, I dropped the soap again, fellas. I'm just saying. Okay. Bend over to the front, touch your toes. Yeah. You know what I mean? Hilarious. Bye-bye. This is a little bit. You know what I mean? F him, man. Bye-bye. Life in prison.
Period of incarceration. The court will also make the finding that you do not have the ability to pay your attorney's fees, so there will not be an obligation for those in these matters. The clerk will now address you regarding sentence review.
Montgomery, we're hereby notified that you have the right to apply for review of the state prison sentence imposed on you on May 9th, 2024. The application may be filed within 30 days after the date of the sentence, but not thereafter except for good cause shown. If you file such an application, your sentence will be reviewed by a board of 3 members who will be either judicial referees and/or superior court judges. Review of the sentence may result in a decrease or increase of the minimum or maximum term within the limits fixed by law, or there may be no change in the sentence. A form for making application, if you wish to do so, is set forth below. Mr. Montgomery, this applies for both cases 216-2022 CR 20 and 216-2022 CR 2372. I'll leave those with you.
Yeah.
I love how it's like, and just in case if you didn't fully understand that, Adam, we have it in writing right here, just so you know. You just make sure you sign the paperwork so you understand exactly what you're getting right now. Life.
Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Yes. 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 Okay. First off, let me just say, I am very, very happy right now. First off, shout out to Court TV for providing that information, or providing that show, that live stream of Inside the Courtroom. I really do appreciate it, of course. But I am very happy right now because justice was served. All right. I mean, for the most part, let's be real. He did not give up where Harmony is. Okay. I think that he should have been held much. I feel like there could have, I mean, what else can you get from the situation, right? Um, you know, I think that he got away with a lot more than what he was really supposed to get. I mean, it was M in the first, just so you know. It's M in the first. Sorry, it's not M in the first. That's what I'm trying to say. It wasn't M in the first. It was M in the second degree, which I think is kind of ridiculous as well. That's just me, though. That's just my thoughts. Now, I know that there's other, I don't know, just listen, he's going to be in prison for the rest of his natural life. And his natural life will probably be ended in the next 5 years. I don't know if he's going to last forever. I'm going to be real. I don't think he'll survive prison. I just don't. Not as long as he's supposed to be in there. I just don't think. And I don't know about you guys, but maybe they look at those kind of crimes differently inside of prison. But last I checked, whenever you do crimes against children, they look at you in a different way. You get treated a different way. You know, the P words, the PDF files, you know what I mean? The predators out here that get locked up, they don't get treated very well. Their lives get snuffed out pretty quick. Now, I'm not sitting here saying, oh, I hope he passes and all that stuff. No. In fact, I hope he lives the rest of his remainder of his life in living hell. I'd rather him wake up and live in hell every single day, because that is justice in my mind for Harmony Montgomery. Okay? But I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a wrap. Okay? It's going to be a wrap for him. Personally. All right? Right when he walks in that mug. Okay? Texas chick, I agree. Remember this, if you harm children, this could be you. You could be in a prison wearing Kool-Aid lipstick and holding the inside of somebody's pocket named Toby. I'm just saying. Fearing for your life every single day. Worried about getting jumped or shanked in the mess hall. Just being real. That's the life he has to live now for the rest of his life. What's really crazy to me, too, is that he gave zero damns. He didn't care. He doesn't care. So clearly something's not right in his head. There's clearly something not right in this guy's head. I think we can all agree on that now. This person is not well, okay? This person is not well at all, okay? Let me get some of these super chats that are still here. I appreciate it. And hey, what say you guys? Do you think justice has been served properly or no? He's going to be gone now. The last time if we are to ever hear about him, is if he escapes or if he passes in some sort of way, or he finds some way to get out, meaning like through some weird legal BS, he's able to move the goalpost in some sort of way. Okay. But for what I know, him done. He gone. Him dead. Him dead. Just saying. He's done for. All right. But what say you? My only thing is that I wish we were able to find. I wish that he was able to say, all right, I'm coming clean. She is here. She is right here in this particular area. And just be done with it. And you know what? And I agree with that too. I forgot. I know I just went in on Kayla's victim impact statement, but she needs to be in there as well. She needs to be locked up forever as well. That's what I think. But I also, is she out? I thought she was supposed to be out like a couple days ago. Wasn't she supposed to be released because she made some sort of deal within this testimony? I'm curious. I am a bit curious. You know what I mean? So that's just something I'm kind of curious about too. Did she get out? Grace and Mercy said, yes, she is out. Oh, wow. She's out? Interesting. I'm wondering why she didn't show up to his sentencing though. So she still was able to have somebody read her ish, but she wasn't even there, and she's out. That's trash to me too. She shouldn't be. Regardless, she shouldn't have been out even talking. No, we shouldn't even be hearing a victim impact statement from her at all, right? Oh, she was not allowed to be there. Money Smoke just said, no, she's not out yet. S-Dub said her parole will be violated if she makes contact with him, but didn't she just make contact with him through a person reading her letter that was written for him? Isn't that violating that then? Technically, ain't that what it is? But okay, interesting. Yeah, conflicting info, pretzels. Yeah, I don't know which is true, right? Is she out or is she not? That's what I'd like to know. But a lot of people are saying yes, she did. But then I've also have not heard anything about her being released yet. So interesting. I'll let you guys debate that amongst yourselves. If there's an article or if there's any documents proving that she's been released, because I heard it was May 3rd she was supposed to be released, but I have yet to hear anything about her being released, right? So interesting. Interesting nonetheless. Okay. I will just let that simmer in the family chat. Let's get into these super chats though. Kristen, thank you so much. Love you guys. This is really triggering for me, but want justice. Yeah, that stuff was really that was tough. Those victim impact statements were really, really hard for sure. Tipsy Gypsy, thank you so much for being in the highest in the room. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Big hug, y'all. Justice for harmony. Yes, I agree. Stacy, thank you so much for the comment. The court staff need a break, especially the court reporter, but not to worry. Mr. Montgomery will get what his cow's ass deserves. Yeah, he definitely got it. He definitely got what he deserves. I don't think he got everything he deserves. Not yet, at least. It's when he gets into prison. That's when he's going to get what he deserves. That's what I think. Lawyer Unknown, thank you so much. We love you, Harmony. Yes, we all love Harmony for sure. Some love to Harmony for sure. Darzilla, thank you so much for being a member for the past 2 months. I appreciate the support. Justice for Harmony. Give him the max. Yep, I agree. You know, he's in there for life. I'm happy about it. He's going to be in there for a long time. Okay. S-Dubs, thank you so much. Please take down Scumdag's bag's pick. I want harmony. Well, then I will switch it up in a little bit. Melly, thank you so much for being a member for the past month. 1 month. I love this relationship. You're doing amazing, Pascal. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Pretzel, last one. Thank you so much. I seriously need therapy after Kayla's reading. I need an apology. I feel violated. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's kind of how I feel too. I feel a bit violated too. Like, what the hell? We didn't ask for you to come in and put in your 2 cents. We didn't ask you to slide into the group chat. We didn't ask you to do that. We didn't ask you to. We didn't tell you that you were even invited to the party. So why are you even here? You know what I'm saying? You're not even invited, and you just suddenly show up with your casserole, with your potato salad with the raisins in it. We didn't ask you for it. You weren't even invited. And she's still out here saying some stupid stuff. Man, I hope to God, when it comes to Kayla, I hope to the sweet baby Jesus, we don't hear anything about Kayla ever again, except that she got her ish together. And yeah, she tried to get her custody of her children again, but she never got it. Darn. That's what I'm hoping for. I have no interest in hearing anything different. I don't care if she's found Christ. I don't care if she's found sobriety, which, ooh, yay, Hercules, congratulations. But at the same time, this woman should not be making children, should not be raising any of her children ever again. That's what I'm saying. Okay? Not never again. Those kids are in dangerous hands if she gets her kids back. And I will say this too, because, I'm a good guy for the most part. I care. If she gets her kids back, I hope it was a very hard and difficult ride in proving that she's worthy to raise her kids again, to have full custody over her kids. I hope it's a long and hard journey, because I do not think that she is the right type of person or the right person at all to raise her kids. I just don't see it. She needs to go buy a goldfish and see how long she can handle a goldfish before she goes anywhere near talking to anyone about trying to get her kids back. In fact, don't even waste your time trying to get your kids back. You are a part of the unaliving of this little girl. I'm sorry. There's no place in my heart where I go, well, just give her another chance. No, there's no other chances. There's no do-overs. Okay? There are no do-overs. She is no longer here. And I guarantee you, Kayla knows where she was left off at too. Good question, WW. Let me take a look. Let me see what it is. All right. Hold on one second, guys. Let's see if maybe Court TV maybe doing something, you know what I mean? Afterwards, just a little. Oh, come on. Actually, let me see what WFLA does, because he was covering this as well. Let's see what he has to say really quick.
Harmony's foster mother and Jameson and Jameson's parents, his adopted parents. How badly for them do you want them to have closure? Is it worth taking 10 years off when in reality he's not getting out of prison anyway? I don't know. I don't know. Harmony, rest in peace. Her life was cut too short. Her life as short as
I don't know what happened here. That's very weird. Oh, no. Okay. Well, the laptop died. Perfect timing, I guess. The laptop died. That's trash. But, well, the thing is what we know right now, and it was a good question. I just to see if family were going to, come out of the courtroom and put in their 2 cents and whatnot. I am going to take a look to see if there is anything just in case. But let me see. Right now, there's nothing. Yeah, they just basically streamed. Just looking at other like Law and Crime, News Nation, Court TV. Just looking at all of them, and all of them are not. There's nothing, right? So that's interesting, nonetheless. So there's no real like out of the court reaction to this sentencing that I see so far. But nonetheless, this is heartbreaking, just like you heard from JB, from WFLA. By the way, I want his set so bad. Not his set, but I like his setup. His setup is fire. Okay. I wish I had that kind of setup. Oh my Lord. How many computers are in that room alone? But nonetheless, my heart breaks for the family no matter what. Just because they got a little, some semblance of justice does not automatically mean that they got full justice, right? There's still a lot to put into consideration here. And there's still a lot to be done. I just, because here it is. They still have to fight to figure out where Harmony is. Okay. I mean, she needs to be found, period. Right? She needs to be found. And there's no way of finding her, because the only person that knows, from what we know, is this monster. Now, let me see. I'm going to see if there's another place. Maybe there is another place that's playing it, another press conference. But from what I understand, from what I'm seeing right now, there is no conference right now. But let me see what I can find right quick. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Laptop died, but now it's all. I got a charger thing connected to it. I thought it was connected, but it wasn't. So, many apologies, guys. But yeah, let me see what's up, y'all. Let's see what kind of stuff we got. Oh, there is a conference going on of some sort. Oh, come on. Okay. I can't do it on here, guys. Laptop is officially completely done. So I'll try it over here. Like I said, anytime I do it on the main computer, it starts tripping. Let's see, the WFLA. Trying to see if I can make a miracle happen, guys. Yeah, nope. Yeah, I can't play that, unfortunately, guys, computer completely just died on me and everything. So unfortunately, you guys are just going to have to hop over to WFLA or any other platform that might be having the press conference with this situation right now. Okay. But at the end of the day, may she rest in peace, but I still don't think that she is fully resting in peace right now. I think she needs to be found so that she can be put properly to rest. That's what I think. And I hope at some point while he is in his 4 walls, okay, confined in a prison, I just really, really hope that he comes to terms with the information, comes to terms and exposes the truth, tells everybody what's going on, tells them exactly where Harmony is, so that her family can properly say goodbye to her in the best way possible. But again, justice has been served. This man has a long time in prison. He has a long time in prison. Okay. He gone, guys. He gone for good. And I'm here for it. Anyway, guys, that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. It really does mean a lot. Okay. Please do me a favor. Do me the solid. Oh, real quick. Sorry. September. Justice served for Harmony. Next up, Cody Bigsby. Yes, trial is going to be happening in June 18th. I'm a local, so I will be closely following. Yes, that one has been a wild one too. Man, oh man. But before you get going, please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below, please, and thank you. That would really, really mean a lot. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, okay? Crush it. Hit that follow button. If you're watching on any other platforms, that would really mean the world to me as well. If you want to support the channel, become a member, hit that join button down below on my YouTube channel, or check out patreon.com/the Pascal Show. It's in the ticker down below, going that way as we speak. Okay. But anyway, guys, it is time to get going. We got some justice. I'm happy about that. But now that family needs to find her. And hopefully they find her soon. All right. Anyway, guys, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. I'll see you guys soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.